Hello and welcome to The One Show. I'm Conor Baxter.
I'm Shelby Mıhcıoğlu.
And today we're going to be talking about one of the biggest water brands in history, and that's Evian.
And here is the advert to follow.
Here come the hot stepper. I'm the lyrical gangster. Big up the queen of the area. Still love you like that. Here come the hot stepper. I'm the lyrical gangster. Excuse me, Mr. Officer.
In 2013, the campaign won 4 Lions at the 13 Cannes Film Festival.
It has over 115 million YouTube views, and now we're about to view a short VT by Martin J. a little bit about the history.
I'm going to talk to you about the mineral water company Evian, how they originally founded in France in a little spring, to how they're now owned by a multi-conglomerate, Danone.
Evian comes from several sources near Evian-les-Bains on Lake Geneva. In 1789, the Marquis of Lesquart drank water from the spring during his walks and claimed it helped his kidney and liver problems. It was then prescribed by doctors as a health remedy until the landowner fenced off the spring and began selling it. It became a public company in 1859, and then in 1878 the water was reauthorised by the French Ministry of Health, and bottling the water for mass production began. In 1970 it was purchased by the Danone Group before becoming a global brand in the 1990s.
Danone is a conglomerate that owns many brands in the food and drink industry. In terms of water, they have Evian, Volvic and Badoit, which is sparkling water. They have yoghurt products such as Okios, Danio, Activia, Shape and Activel. And in terms of nutrition, they have Cow and Gate, Actimel and Nutrimel.
Wow, I didn't realise there was so much history about the brand. Next, we have Rachel Cumberland, who's going to be talking a little bit more about the consumer and the market.
Hello, and I'm Rachel, and I'm here today at Greenwich Market to talk to you about the consumer bottled water market. The current size of the market is 2.77 billion consumed litres, which is expected to rise by 22% by 2018. Looking at the market trends, the market has risen by 10.1% in 2013, and bottled water has accounted for 90% of all soft drink consumption. The current market profitability is £2.3 billion, and the top 5 brands are Highland Spring, Evian, Baxter, Volvic and Nestlé Pure Life. Highland Spring increased their sales by 9% in 2011, pushing Evian into second place, followed by Buxton. And I'm now going to talk to you about the consumer market.
The consumer. Overall, the usage of bottled water peaks at 86% among under 35s and falls to a low of 66% among over 65s. Furthermore, 16 to 34-year-olds are high frequent users, with over a fifth drinking unflavoured still water on a daily basis, contrasting to just 1 in 10 of over 65s. Urbanisation in the UK has bolstered the bottled water market, given consumers living in towns and cities are the biggest users of waters, usage peaking at 88%. This reflects the on-the-go lifestyle of many urbanites. Surprisingly, media spend for bottled water in 2013 was at its lowest in 5 years, but the market still grew by 10%.
So that was quite interesting to see what Rachel had to say. It looks like Evian will have an interesting couple of years. And so now moving on to the VT and the competitors in 2013.
So in 2013 there was 4 main competitors, and they all had a different variety of media.
Sports became the go-to thing to sponsor. Buxton sponsored London Marathon, while Aquapura sponsored Race for Life. Buxton also sponsored the Ashes, as Alistair Cook is a Buxton brand ambassador. They had a partnership with W.H. Smith's. They ran in publishing such as The Times, and their digital out-of-home, which featured live tweeting. Highland Spring had 3 main groups. Committed drinkers, these are affluent families who buy bottled water and don't drink tap water. Active families, these are less affluent. They drink tap water at home but typically buy multi-packs on the go. Then you've got the thirst quenchers. They're younger but not brand loyal, but they do like brands and they buy convenience. Highland Spring didn't really have that many campaigns in 2013. They'd become the official water supplier for the BMW PGA Golf Championship, and they also had product placement for Dancing on Ice. Volvic target a young creative audience. In the summer, they did a 20-second TV advert for Volcanicity Touch of Tropical Fruits. They had targeted outdoor posters near shops, stations and city centres.
Okay, so we have a special guest on the show this morning, Rachel Cumberland. So Rachel, my first question, tell us a little bit more about our first theory and how it was created.
Okay, so our first theory is shrimp stick theory. This theory was originally developed by brothers Chip and Dan Heath in 2007 and was later applied to advertising by Shrimp in 2010. So sticky ads are intended to stick in the minds of the consumer and have long-lasting impact on consumer attitudes and behaviour. First of all, simplicity. This is based on adverts need to simply identify and present the core message of the brand.
Following simplicity, we have unexpectedness, and this deviates audiences' expectations and is used to create curiosity and gain interest. Thirdly, there's concreteness, and this is used to familiarise and simplify the content to deliver a message, so it's easier for audiences to remember. Credibility in stick theory and in sticky adverts shows that adverts need to be believable and reliable for the consumer. And next we have emotionality, and this indicates that adverts need to trigger an emotional appeal with the consumer that is relevant to their product or brand. And finally we have storytelling, and this shows the progression of a story over a campaign and allows the audience to become involved and keep them engaged.
And your next theory is?
So the second theory we're going to be talking about is Evian's original 5 Ps of digital magic. Firstly, we have permission-based campaign, and this is delivering a message to audiences that want to see the message, so they won't be interrupted. They are expecting to see the message. Secondly, we have a pay-per-view model, and obviously this is where campaigns pay for ads that audiences see, or in YouTube's case have seen more than 5 seconds of. Thirdly, we have thoughtful content, and this is how consumers perceive the content of the ad. And then we have PR proactive, and finally we have personalisation and integration.
So the next segment of the show is when Shelby actually went out and found her own research on the media used.
Here we have the media plan for the Baby&Me campaign. As you can see, the campaign launched on YouTube. It wasn't until the week after that the campaign launched on TV, video on demand, and on digital platforms. The 2013 Baby&Me advert was their first spot on TV in 2 years. It launched during Britain's Got Talent on the 27th of April, and according to Barb, there was an audience of over 9.1 million. Britain's Got Talent was the most popular entertainment series of 2013 compared with any other channel. Britain's Got Talent has the biggest overnight audience and receives up to 47% of the audience share. In an average month, ITV reaches more ABC Ones, 77%, 74% of ABC One men, 68% of 16 to 34s, and 86% of housewives. In adjacent to the TV campaign, the creative also ran on 4OD and on other online video platforms using Videology. 4OD database has 10 million unique registered users. Registered viewers includes half of all 16 to 24-year-olds in the UK, 56%. 60% ABC Ones, 13% of the adult reach, and 20% of 16 to 34s. The Videology uses big data to help agencies manage, measure, and optimize their advertising. Platforms include YouTube and video pre-rolls on sites such as the Daily Mail. Evian used real-time bidding for their display adverts. 15,000 websites across 11 countries were targeted. Over a period of 5 days, using a cloud advertising platform to aggressively buy MPUs. The digital campaign ran in the UK, Canada, France, Germany, Russia, Japan, Singapore, the UAE, Belgium, and Switzerland at the same time. After the radical digital campaign ran, results showed that across the 11 countries there was 460 million impressions delivered. The Evian advert ran in the cinema before the 2013 hit film The Great Gatsby. Although not aimed at a baby-specific market, the Live Young campaign aims to highlight Evian's key values, a vision of youth, a positive attitude, and an open mind. Evian's 2013 Baby&Me campaign aimed to spread a message to the community, to live young. By using dancing babies in their ads, adults can be reminded of being active and energetic when they were young. This correlated to the music used in the advert, which was the 1990s hit Here Comes a Hot Stepper, remixed by Yuxa. This conjoins well with the dance element of Great Gatsby and a theme of community. The Great Gatsby was set in the 1920s, and this links the universal values of usefulness that the campaign represents. The film and the ad had many similarities. The big budget scenes, the compelling stories, are both entertaining. The 1922 period film chooses a current style of music, pulling the audience out of the period deliberately, whilst Evian uses a more retro song differently to the modern day. The film took £15.6 million in box office revenue, and in 2013 the average ticket was £6.53. Therefore, we estimate that there was roughly 2.3 million admissions. The iPhone app was launched on the 31st of May, over a month after the TV launch. The app allows consumers to meet their Baby&Me as a facial recognition program and analyses their selfie and produces an image of a more youthful version. Millennials are twice as likely to trust an app compared to Generation X and 4 times more than baby boomers. You can share your Baby&Me picture on social media. Social media apps are used by 70% of women versus 60% of men. This free fun app was number 1 in the App Store when launched and was a massive hit, unsurprisingly amongst millennials.
That was really quite interesting what you found out about that.
Yes, it was, and what's even more interesting is your next video on execution.
Hello there. Let's talk about the execution of the 2013 campaign Baby&Me by Evian, primarily focusing on the statistics that we found. Collectively, 4 million pictures were uploaded via 3 platforms, which were Facebook, Twitter, and the app that they launched specifically to enhance the online activity. This was a push to extend and expand outside of YouTube, however failed due to not using the platforms effectively, such as regular tweets and posts, and not evolving it more than a picture base for consumers. The campaign was online and outdoor, and only spent 30% over the budget line in 2009. The delivery of the campaign is the most important and vital aspect of the execution to consider. Evian created a method to enhance everything that happened in the last campaign and apply these into the 2013. The 5 P's are permission-based campaigning, pay-view modeling, peripheral content, PR proactivity, and personalization. The PBC showed that a low skip rate of 10% was had, 69 second rate viewings, and a 90% watch rate from start to finish on the YouTube platform. Share rate of 6.4% was spread organically, and this led into the pay-view modeling, as 152 countries had bought into the campaign, especially Canada, and a global buy on YouTube and eBuzzer of 20,000 sites. Peripheral content was the main foundation for the piece, as it needed to exist outside the natural time frame. So a story within a story was created, music remixes, and a celebrity endorsement such as Wimbledon. The earned media value was making of videos from users on YouTube and the imitations. This then sustaining the momentum of the campaign. PR proactivity is next, and 2 days before the actual release of the campaign, Evian released unshareable links to newspapers and agencies across Canada and the UK so they could promote and create a buzz for the campaign before the launch. Personalization and integration meant that Facebook, Twitter, and iPhone apps generated 55 million views collectively within the first 3 days of the campaign, which took a year for that result to be shown within the Roller Babies 2009. All 3 campaigns are repeated from the Water Babies campaign in 1998, leaving the question open: have Evian lost originality and their well-known creative flair? Remy Babette, the chairman of Global Creative Directors for BETC Paris, said that the campaign, "Babies are still the new heart of the execution and always will be, and they are the official mascot that invokes Evian's mission and vision and enforces their product for anyone at any age." The new form style did create earned media value due to the platforms that we use as society, and also with the time frame of the summer. This is the only possible reasons for the boost in sales. The design of the app, Facebook and Twitter platforms didn't leave very much life after the first use, making it become a novelty. The app could have been developed in a Tamagotchi style to grow yourself every time you drink Evian bottles, making the baby grow every time that you drink an Evian bottle. This then could have showed Evian how many people are drinking Evian in a day, in a week, in a month. To talk about the actual product itself, the design of the bottle is sleek and professional, and in line with the premium style that Rachel talked about before, conflicts with the campaign. The campaign is humorous, which could have backfired, relating that the product and the brand is nothing more than a fun one-time drink. Still with us is our expert, is Rachel Cumberland, and she's going to explain a little bit more about the theory.
Okay, so you already perfectly applied Evian's 5 Ps to the campaign. I'm now going to talk a bit about the application of shrimp stick theory to the campaign as well. It's clear to see that based on the social buzz and the viral momentum that this campaign did stick in the minds of the consumers. However, applying each of the 6 elements, it's clear to see that they wasn't all transferred to the campaign. The first element, simplicity, it's clear to see that this was demonstrated. Simplicity implies the core brand values seen. And Evian's slogan is Live Young, and with the use of baby graphics, the dancing, the music, it was just a very youthful and just young focused campaign, which was clear to see through this. Unexpectedness through the use of baby graphics and humour in a normal setting creates a sense of abnormality for the audience and helps capture their interest. This description of the campaign adequately captures what Heath and Heath defined as unexpectedness, to get attention and to hold attention. The advert started off with an unusual setting, and the introduction of the babies is gradually and subtle at first. Then music is introduced and the main actors start to dance. With the introduction of more characters, it creates a more unusual setting to which was first thought. The product or the brand aren't seen until the end of the advert. This creates anticipation, as the unexpectedness of the advert doesn't clearly show what the brand or product is being advertised. However, this element of the stick theory can contradict what is being said about the use of repetition. Even though brand indications aren't shown until the end of the advert, the use of repetition through the signature baby graphics in previous campaigns make the advert instantly recognisable to the consumer. Concreteness in sticky advertising is the use of imagery and content which are familiar and recognisable with the audience. Using more concrete content can make adverts easier for the consumer to remember. The use of the abstract baby graphics challenges the use of concreteness in the stick theory. However, this hasn't impacted the stickiness of the advert campaign for Evian, as the babies are the icon in their ads and what help them create the amount of viral attention which they gain. Sticky ads are credible. They need to be believable. Adverts can be credible when they provide truth in what they are selling. This can be demonstrated by the use of facts, authoritative recognition such as celebrity endorsements or try before you buy promotion. There is a lack of credibility used in the Evian television adverts. However, their packaging, print and out-of-home ads feature celebrity endorsements from tennis champion Maria Sharapova and pro golfer Melissa Reid. The use of athletes as opposed to conventional celebrities can help Evian promote their message of Live Young, as they help represent a way of long and healthy living. Emotionality. In Evian's campaign, there is clearly the use of humour to engage the consumer. This is demonstrated through the dancing of the actors and babies and the different characters used. The use of humour in the campaigns has proven to be one of the most effective techniques for grabbing the audience's attention. This can lead to an improved recall for the message and the tagline. The use of humour in Evian's campaign is what helped it become the viral sensation that it did. Consumers often associate a good mood with the advertising brand and product. The last element of the stick theory is storytelling. Stories typically contain plots and characters which the audience become intrigued by. Storytelling helps the consumer become more connected to the message of the advert and keep them engaged throughout the course of one or multiple campaigns. This is something that Evian hasn't demonstrated throughout their campaign. However, the use of the other elements in this theory proves the campaign was successful, as they topped the YouTube ad leaderboard in 2013.
Okay, so that's it for today's show. Make sure you tune in tomorrow because we have Ian Whitten on, who's going to be talking about Monty Python.
In summary, Evian are a key player in an increasing water market. The campaign was a reaction to Highland Spring becoming a market leader in 2012. Applying the stick theory in the 5 Ps, it is clear to see that this campaign demonstrates many of these elements, hence why it topped the YouTube views leaderboard in 2013. The campaign used a range of channels to effectively reach a broad audience as well as reach the hard-to-target younger generation. Although the campaign went viral, it did not sustain longevity, and Evian is still the number 2 in the market.